Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. Welcome back to the show, Larry.
Jim, it's always a pleasure to be on the show.
Larry, you received some good news today. What is it?
Well, the good news is that our pilot plant and our work on our process and the eventual new IPs that we'll develop for it was released a couple of days ago. And unfortunately, it happened right at the time the market cratered 800 plus points, and then another 500 yesterday. So what I'd like to do is just say that really I feel that our release was a great update. It was very positive. And we're moving ahead with our process. But I'd like to mention what's happening in the market, too, because I think that's at the top of everybody's mind. The market went down about 1,300 plus points in the last 2 days. Today it's showing green. It's not a staggering increase, but it shows that, at least for today, it's bottomed. And I'm hoping, if it hasn't bottomed at this level, that it will bottom at 24,000, and which would probably be there in not too long a time. Other than that, if everybody's back bullish again and the news out there gets more bullish, then we could be seeing another rally in the Dow, and hopefully all the other markets would follow that. But it's a bit unnerving to shareholders when they see this rapid drop in the market. But it's certainly not the first. It won't be the last. And it's how you interpret the rationales, the reasons for it. And the reasons are the same old. The sanctions. And the trade wars that Trump's involved in. But, that's a sideshow, really. The market was overheated. It's risen quite a bit in the last, several years, but recently it has been making new highs. A correction is healthy. And, I've been playing the markets for 50 years, and I see this as a healthy correction, and it's not something to get very concerned about. So, that's about what I have to say on the market. Like I say, it's stopped the blood flow today. It's stymied that. And let's hope this continues on. But even if it does fall a little bit further, then it's not the end of the world, I don't think, in my experience. So it's I think this weekend having the market in a green area. Hopefully it remains there. This is we're 2 hours till the close of the market, so it may not be green at the end of the day. But currently, I'm pretty happy with the way it is. Back to our press release. The new IP that's coming out. People have to remember that. We had done a lot of work on the recovery of materials, but we hadn't done a lot of work on the how to prepare the scraps for treatment. And that was a long, expensive, lengthy process that we went through. The new IP will develop out of it, but we had to, the scraps come in a certain size. We had to resize the scraps and, and do several tests in order to get the aluminum out of the mix, and we were successful in doing that. So that is one of the things that you can't really estimate when it's your first shot at doing it in any kind of a commercial form. So we're happy that we've overcome that block. Now we can order the final pieces for the pilot plant. Some of them are still in the process of being fabricated and delivered. That'll be a few weeks. But we had to do the work in order to finish off the flow chart. and that is now complete. So we're looking forward to a good fall and more progress and getting the pilot plant up and going and processing material. I know that I said something like a kilogram a day, but actually that was a kilogram an hour, and that's what we estimated for our initial plant, a kilogram an hour. We ended up doing 20 kilograms an hour, so the plant didn't run as long as we thought it was going to run, and that's for the manganese. So I'm hoping that we'll get up at least half that amount going through an hour, and which would shorten, a ton is a lot of material, and 24 kilograms a day, 24 hours, that's going to be a few days of work, and if you could reduce that down to, say, 40, 50, 60 kilograms a day, you can see how fast the work would go. But we're in that process where you just have to do the work. You have to be able to get the results that you certainly expect to get, and I think we will. There is no reason not to, and then we're going to have a different story to tell out there once the pilot plant's complete. And of course, once we've refiled the shortcomings in our patent application, and the shortcomings were to do with syntax and wording, and but it was 70 items, and it was tedious to do that, and that's all been sent back to the patent office, and we hope that we can move ahead from here. It may have a few more requirements, but if that happens, there's nothing we can do about that. It's out of our hands. Once it leaves the drawing board here and goes into the patent office, and we just have to hurry up and wait. But I want to remind everybody that we've got a what I think could be a very important show here in Richmond with Chinese investors on the weekend. We're hoping, I guess, the sponsors of the people that sponsored the show are hoping for a turnout of between 300 and 500. That would be optimum because we get an opportunity to talk about our process there. And from what I understand, the Chinese are moving away from real estate for obvious reasons. It's overheated. And, they have some penalties on them when they buy real estate in BC. So, they're looking at the markets, and I'm hoping this is an opportune time for us to create a good Chinese following. If you remember my comments from the San Francisco show, we had more interest from the Chinese investors, the local ones from San Francisco, than we did in the other various groups. So I'm hoping that we get a real good response at this Saturday show that's, tomorrow. And that the shareholders will all benefit from that. Jim, I guess that's my message. I mean, everything's overshadowed by the stock market right now, but, it's not opportune for the show either, because a lot of people will stay away when the markets are correcting because they go to the sidelines. But I'm still hoping for a good turnout, and I don't see the usual panic in this market any other time that it's fallen this precipitously. There's a lot of panic involved, and I don't see that this time. So let's keep our fingers crossed and move onward and upward.
Larry, how can people get a hold of you, and where are you traded?
We're traded on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the symbol AMY. We're traded in the U.S. under the symbol AMYZF. We're traded in Germany under the symbol 2AM. And they can do due diligence on the company at our website, which is chock full of information at AmericanManganeseInc.com, or they can phone us here at 778-574-4444.
Larry, have a great weekend.
You too, Jim.
I'm Jim Goddard. I've been speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. Our conversation took place on October 12th.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.